Hi, and this video is to show you a few changes that came with the, or will come with new version of Health One. And the version that I'm working on, as you can see, is 3072. The big change, and I think important in terms of patient care and recall, is the overdue visits for occupational case finding and prevention program. So you can access it through analysis, chronic disease management dashboard, and this dashboard you'll be familiar with. In this tab here, last visit, you used to be only see CDM patients. Only patients with actual disease would be included in this dashboard. Now you can toggle between opportunistic case finding, prevention program, or CDM. By clicking on due date, you can see who is due when and who's overdue, particularly if you remove any limitations in terms of period. It'll take a moment to refresh, but now you can see that we have quite a bit of tidying here in our practice to do in terms of patients who, some of them passed away, some of them are in nursing home, few of them declined, and you can see obviously there's one error here. So probably there'll be nice segue to go into the change that was, or the change you can do, the way to change the record as per one of the users during AGM. So we can see here that the visit day was 31st of May 2022. We have it here. So to remove patients from this dashboard, what I will do, I will rename the item here. So it will not change anything at all within the clinical note. However, it will allow me to remove him from dashboard. So you can either right click and rename, or you can see here on the side that F2 is your shortcut from the keyboard to use it quickly. And that's the only thing you change, the top item here, the chronic disease. And you change to any other. And when you save it, see, patient disappeared. We need to refresh it properly down. Last visits, no period, due date. You see this one private patient who was 45 without GMS number has disappeared from the list. So I can see that realistically I have to do all the tidying up with all the other patients to make it nice and clean. But now you know that there is this dashboard for OCF, that we have quite few, but still you can see them who's due next, and it's 5 years recall, that's why it's very far in past. And same you can do with prevention program. And we also learned how to remove somebody from the dashboard. It's not proper the registering, it's only for Health One purposes, so it will do nothing to your PCRS submission. So that was change number one. Change number two, in editor you can put your signature as an item that you don't have to put it manually. So you might know that your signature, it lives in your user database. So when you log into your user database, so I found myself, I go to signature, and here's my signature that I uploaded. So the old way to do it was if I created a letter. So I came here, Shift F2, that's my shortcut for templates. If I go to active transaction letter, if I wanted to put my signature into it here, traditionally I would go to here, so insert image, arrow on the side, insert user signature. But if you scroll down, you can see that my signature is actually here already. So the way how I did it is I go to my templates, I edit the template, I scroll lower, you see here in brackets user signature, the way you put it in here if that was blank. This icon here, Analysis Creation Wizard, has this small arrow on the side. You go to User Information. This is my username. That's how Health1 knew to sign with my name, because I'm logged in. And here, this is the new item that you can use, User Signature. Once you put it in, Health1 will pull user signature from user database and use it in this space. Then we have new STCs. As you probably know from January, the STC for contraception specifically had been extended to female patients age up to 31. Again, you can insert STC through here, arrow next to the money, or you have your shortcut Ctrl+Shift+F9. You can either scroll down and look for what you're looking for. However, my favorite way to use this field is I actually start typing. So I start typing contraception, and I can get all the codes that have contraception in name. So you can see this is GMS and private patient 17 to 31. In terms of what codes are now appropriate, this is the list that I understand is current. So 17 to 31, this is GMS and private patients. For older patient, this is only for GMS or doctor visit cards with different fees, and same for patients 45 plus with quite limited options. So those are your contraception related STCs, and they are now updated in Health1 STC database. Permission to text and permission to email. We didn't have permission to email. Now we do, if you want to have it formalized in a way. So if you want to edit patients' admin data, you can choose here, yes or no. And ideally you would edit it through this dialog rather than by item here, because it'll just create a mess. So if you're updating your records, go through edit patient's admin data through here, and you will see the date when this permission was recorded as well in time. With email comes informing patient by email that you have sent it. So we go to Tools, Options. Oh, I broke it because I'm in... Sorry, I broke the other thing because I was in anonymization mode. So you go to Tools, Options. In your prescription module, you have option to send email to patient when script is sent. So as long as your direct mail is configured, you might use that to send automated email when you send prescription to the patient if you wish so. And then two kind of other changes. So this is cycle of care in terms of asthma. Because CDM is only for patients who are adults, you can use your cycle of care for your asthmatics now that it's been changed, the inclusion, the kind of maximum age from 6 to 8. And the other bit is your cervical screening form that has been revised as what cervical screening wants. So we have few more options to click, and the Mediform will be called cervical smear version 7. So that's how you will know V7. This is the new Mediform when it lands in your practice with update. The other things that are not strictly new, but I think it's worth mentioning, those are those 3 items. So you can send medications that were stopped to the chemist on prescription. What it means that if I create a drug prescription here and I want to stop Ramipril and prescribe amlodipine instead, when I send it to the chemist, can see the first item that I stopped. It's quite obvious for communication with the chemist that my intention is to stop this medication. So rather than having a prescription that has just amlodipine and then the chemist will email you back, oh, what about ramipril? Did you forget about it, or is the patient to stop it? You have no ambiguity here. The chemist knows that your intention is to stop ramipril. To make sure that this works, if you go to your tools options and prescription module, the option about stop drugs is just over here. Print stopped drugs. Print really means print to email. So that's how Health One will know that you want this drug to be shown on prescription, even though it's a drug that you stopped. The other thing is the new referral way. Traditionally, if you want to refer a patient through HealthLink, you have the arrow next to HealthLink icon. And most commonly you'd use standardized referral, sometimes specialized, sometimes specific pathway for cancer, suspected cancer referral. But now at the very bottom you have this HealthLink referral beta, which really is not beta anymore. It works very, very well. I never had troubles with it. If you go here, the new dialog will open. You just have to toggle, is it public or private referral? You select your hospital from the list or your CHR region, and then you can narrow things down. Or in my case, what I would use most commonly, it's Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital. And then you have all referrals or clinics within this hospital here. I find it much quicker, much nicer. If you want to filter by specific things, by breast cancer, let's say that will only show you then hospitals that do have breast cancer centers in their premises. And the last thing is your health mail integration, meaning that you can see your health mail and integrate an email directly through Health One. You don't have to use external email viewer. And the way to use it is you go to View, Health Mail, and it will open all your emails. You can see that this is the practice email. I can change to my private one as well if I want to. Normally the thing where you have access in the middle, the body of the email, that will be selectable. So you can select it, copy it, and then put it to a file. So let's say if this is the report, it will be normally here. So you just copy it. Control C is the shortcut to copy. Once it's in your clipboard, I click on item report, it goes here. Then I mark my doctor, I copy doctor, I click on doctor, it shows below. I add which specialty is it, date of transaction or day of the letter, author meaning which doctor is to be informed really. Because then if you click here, if you choose to send message for review, once I click integrate, not only this email, oh yeah, I have to select patient, sorry. I have MaryTest opened, so I can just select MaryTest. It will save to MaryTest this content. Shall there be an attachment? Attachment will automatically be saved to the file as well. So you have those bits and pieces here. You can integrate, that will automatically send a message to the author, please review the report. If you want it, you can reply or forward the email you're looking at directly from Health One as well. So I just click integrate, and it's of course broken because I'm using in the toggle anonymization mode. But that's what the software will do for you. That's the end of this recording.